back here on day 4 working the Phylis Lewellen case. It's one of the biggest mysteries we've worked on to date.
She was going down to meet my ex-brother-in-law. He was all bent out of shape that she never showed up. And then my brother-in-law made me promise not to say anything to my sister.
Yeah, we're still getting a strong pull to the right on this. For 30 years, because of the questioning back then as well as recently, you've always felt as though your sister and Jeff may have, or your sister particularly, may have had something to do with this. We're working a case from 1996, looking for Phylis Lewellen, where we met up with her husband. Now we also met up with Tom, who was the detective on the case at the time. He's getting a lot older now, and he says, Jared, you know what? I'm getting old, I'm forgetful. Here's the entire case log. And we have, I'm gonna say, more questions than answers than we started a couple months ago. In the winter of 1998, Phylis Lewellen grabbed her keys, her dog, and vanished into the night.
If you don't find anything, do you think you'll estimate being down there?
I mean, you don't want to head down now. Okay. We're only like 3 miles from there.
Okay.
So this boat ramp is the very last boat ramp that we left last time that we were here in the area looking for Phylis. At that time, the water level was down a little bit more. We threw the sonar ball in, determined it was only about 4.5 feet deep, so we never did put a boat in to do any sonar work here. So we are going to do that at this time, do the sonar work, and then, as you heard me just talking to Matt, we're gonna meet him downriver about 3 miles, where we are going to hopefully focus in and find that vehicle that the kayaker said that they spotted at the top of a car. Also, back in the day when Mount St. Helens, back in the 80s, ended up, the volcano that ended up blowing up, a lot of the ash ended up in this river, and that's why this river is so shallow, especially down by town on day 3 when we were searching for Phylis last time. It was only 2.5, 3 feet deep for most of the river all the way across. Okay, that's a tree root ball down there. You see that on live. So not a car. Now, if you've not seen our videos before, you've not questioned why I sonar scan certain ways or certain directions. Normally what I'm going to do is I'm going to sonar scan about 45, 50 feet from the bank. And I'm going to do so on the side where a vehicle is coming in, because I'm casting 75 feet to the right and 75 feet to the left, as you can see in my upper scan here, this is my side scan up on top. And what that does is it gives me roughly 100 to 150 feet in total scanning width that I'm looking for, that when a vehicle comes in a river, the moment that it hits the current, it's no longer drifting out to the middle. What it's doing is it's being pushed back, and you'll notice in almost every single one of our videos where we find a vehicle in the river, it's going to be anywhere from 40 to 70, 80 feet out from the bank is where they normally are. And so by scanning 50 feet here and then another 75 that way, I'm always picking it up. I am not interested in that other bank because that car is not going to make its way all the way over. The only time that I'm interested in the other bank is if you come off like the boat ramp where we're on a river bend where that current is now pushing across and we're going to be in a hole on the other side. I think one thing I want to point out too, see the bridge pillar that we just passed? It's roughly 3.5, 4 feet wide. And this is how something that's 3.5, 4 feet wide that's going to come up, that we're cruising right now at 5.5 miles an hour. So you see it's going to give us a shadow like that. So knowing that a vehicle is going to be roughly 6 feet wide and 12 to 20 feet in length, we know that we're going to be able to identify. In fact, I got to head back upriver for all this that I just missed, because you see my sonar's not working. We're going to be able to see a shadow, and then once we see a shadow and we're moving on the shadow and on the target, then we're going to slow it down to 2.5, 3 miles an hour and then rescan that area and then get close enough to it with the live scope over here that we'll be able to see it in real time and pivot and maneuver around it. You can see over here, vehicles are parked up here. This is where I was talking about how we're gonna bounce back and forth across the river. And so we're going to check these locations over here on the left, and then once we get down around the bend here, then we're gonna be back over on the right-hand side where cars are gonna be parked over there on the right-hand side again. Now, one thing that you do see also is you do see that there's a vehicle parked here, so we do know vehicles can get down here. So we're gonna come back and search this though before we make our way all the way down around the bend. We wanna see what some depths are. Right now it's only 3 feet deep here. And normally as you come around these bends like this, the inside of the bend is gonna be more shallow, where we're at right now. And then you'll see when we jump to the other side, the outer side of the river, that's where your deeper holes are going to be, where vehicles could end up. All right, so no vehicles here, just rocks and then the rock shelf, the way that comes into the river there. That's the only thing I'm seeing on this one. So we figure we can move at 7.5 to 9 miles per hour at full throttle. We're full throttle right now, only moving at 7, so this river is ripping right about 7 miles per hour.
Super shallow.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you drive off there, you're not getting very deep anywhere there. We can go down another 200 yards or so, and then we'll be back up. It's quite the setup, I like it.
Look, there's lots of huts.
Yeah. Sir, how you doing today?
All right.
I love your hut.
Thank you.
Is that like so we're on public land, but is that like yours or?
Oh, no, that's for anybody to use.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
We'll come check it out if you don't mind.
Oh, come check it out anytime.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll get this put up in the wind. We'll check it out. Oh, why are we leaking oil all over?
Uh-oh.
Why would we do that?
Nothing there.
I don't know. That's my question to you. Do you know?
No.
Why would we leak oil?
Let's pop it off and see if the cap come unscrewed.
Yeah, that's on there. Why are we leaking oil? And you put 0 oil in today.
They did not add any oil, no.
Okay, so we shouldn't be leaking oil in. That doesn't seem right though. Why does that not feel right? Okay, that's on there. Follow it now. Tilt it forward and see where it was leaking at. Well, we're no longer leaking oil. Well, when we take it back up, let's make sure we have the right amount of oil in there. Okay, hold on. Oh, we got a trampoline tarp for shade, other tarps. I love this place. How long has this been under construction, or how long has like this one been here?
Oh, gosh, a couple of years.
Yeah?
Yeah. I got a question for you, my friend.
Yeah, what's up?
When you get by here,
Yeah.
can you show me what you see?
Oh, I've already turned the monitors off, so
Okay.
it just shows me while I'm going over it.
Okay. Did you see something big or anything down in here, like a sewing machine or a washer or something like that?
No, I didn't pick. I was looking for a car, so that's
Right,
where my focus was. So
Okay.
it was like the size of a chair or a sewing machine.
Yeah.
I wasn't interested in it.
Okay.
But
Okay.
why did you lose
Well-
the sewing machine?
No, there's a new snag down there. We don't know what it is.
Oh, okay.
And a friend of mine hooked onto it with 40-pound fishing line.
Uh-huh.
Snapped that line, didn't move whatever's there. So when you throw out now, if you get your stuff back, you're lucky.
Right.
You know?
So salmon season, is that what you're
Yep.
fishing for?
Yep.
Any luck?
No, not yet. Well, I caught one on the 20th.
Okay, nice.
What are you filming for?
So we document everything that we do for, because we put it on YouTube, so that way that's how we fund it. We come in, we help these families free of charge.
Okay.
And so we're looking for Phylis today. In fact, let me just give you the rundown as
Do you have
to
a card?
No, I don't have a card, but I'll give you more details on like Phylis in the case, and we'll just bring you into the stories. All right?
Yeah, I want to ask you, do you happen to have any idea where she might have went in or anything? Or
Yeah, we have a lot of ideas and theories, and yeah, we're gonna do a whole mapping scene in a few
I
minutes.
think this is cool. It's an old case.
Yeah.
From 86?
From 1996.
Oh, 96.
Yep. So I'll kind of give you the rundown on this one. So Phylis Lewellen lived here in Longview, and she was 36 years old, 5'5", and 120 pounds. Strawberry blonde hair, and to give you a visual, this is what who Phylis is and what she looked like.
That top one looks real familiar.
She'd be 65 years old now.
She's be my age.
Yeah. Are you from Longview?
Yeah.
Do you know Bill Llewellyn?
No.
Okay, that's who she was married to.
Okay.
And she was in the horse world.
In the horse world?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So if you worked around the stalls and you were around the feedlot.
Okay.
And then she also went missing with her dog. So the dog's name was
No.
Taya.
That sucked. I mean, okay.
Yeah, and then she's driving a 1981 Peugeot.
Okay, yeah.
505 sedan is what she was driving. Now, normally she would drive a pickup truck, but her battery was dead, and so her husband let her take the car instead. For some reason, things just didn't sit right with him that night. She said that, hey, I want to go look at the sunset. Now, this is 11 p.m. at night on December 27th of 1996. And she says, I want to go see the sunset in the morning. And he's like, uncomfortable feeling. He's like, you either need to take the pistol, which she's comfortable with, or you need to take the dog. So she decided to take the dog with her. At 11:30 that night, or 11:35 or so, he ends up calling her and has a short conversation. Are you doing okay? Is everything okay? So yeah, everything's fine. Pam, her best friend, calls her also a minute later. She gives her the same story. Everything's fine. And then there was one more phone call at midnight that she had. We don't know who the phone call was with, but 11:59 p.m. that night, she had a phone call for 2 minutes and 50 seconds, and we don't know who that phone call was with.
Okay.
Now, unfortunately, you know, she was in. The rumors are is that she was in the drug world at that time. That she had a drug dealer, and she was doing, you know, cocaine and some other substances back during that time with some of the dock workers back in the day, and so she was part of that whole party scene. Now, her husband didn't know about that until after, and he's been completely cleared. So the husband, you know, he's done lie detector tests, he's done voice recognition tests, and he's passed those with flying colors.
Okay.
Now, there's a lot of different stories that the longer these cases go on, the theories come into where could she be, who did it, or is this nothing more than an accident, or is this a self-harm scenario? One of the rumors and one of the stories is that she had a boyfriend over in Long Beach. So here she is in Longview, and that she may have headed to Long Beach.
Okay.
So now, does she make it to Long Beach, or does she have an accident along the way somewhere into the Columbia River?
Wow.
As you know, there's a couple locations where she could have gone off and in. So we've done a search on that, looking for her in the Columbia River. We came up empty-handed. Now, the reason why we document this is because then we put the videos out, and we have millions of viewers, and they see them, and then they write to us, and they said, hey, here's a tip. You know, I was in, you know, down by Cook's Landing or Cook's Ferry, and I saw the top of a car while we were kayaking. So that's why we were over here, to follow up on that rumor of, is there a car over here? Unfortunately, we weren't able to find it today, but you could also have from the spring runoff, or from the winter, you know, the sands that come in, and then, as you know, the sands shift in here. So.
Right, yeah. This year, when we reel in, we can feel the rocks.
Yeah.
Last year, it was all sand.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it is eroding away.
Yeah, and so when it's all rocks, that's when I love it, because then I know that the sand has moved out, and then that gives me a much better scanning. And so now we did those 3 episodes, you know, last year. Now we come back into it after we've had more time to think about it, and look at these areas. Where else could we go? What other stories have come? Cook's Landing being one of them. Another one is we have 2 ponds down off of Industrial Way that a local said, hey, you need to check these 2 locations. After that, if we don't find her at those 2 locations, it sounds like she's gone over to the Rainier side quite a bit. With Pam and her used to go back over to the beach quite a bit back in the day.
Beach down there, yeah.
Dibbly Beach, and so we're going to go check out Dibbly Beach, but we're going to put in, because I like to go down river. It's a lot easier to go down river than up river. So we're going to put in at Prescott first.
Okay.
Because that's not out of the question, because remember, again, she said, I want to go see the sunrise. Then we'll come into Rainier. We always like to check boat ramps, and so we'll check the Rainier boat ramp. And at the time, the new one wasn't there, so we have to check the old boat ramp a little further to the east, right there in town. And then there's stories that, hey, you know, maybe somebody over that was a longshoreman might have had something to do with it. So we'll jump across the river and we will then check out the locations, or, you know, where the ships are at. But over the course of 20 years or 26 years, since she's been missing, or 29 years, it's been quite a while since she's been missing. You have the dredges that then come through, and so you know, will they have covered her up with, you know, moving that sand around? Or is it still going to be exposed? There's so many things that come into play the longer these cases go on. And then once we're done with the longshoreman side, then we'll jump back across to Dibbly Beach. So that's kind of how we start breaking the cases down and how we come into these.
Questions here.
Yeah, so that's what we do. But it's been great meeting you. I appreciate chatting with you today.
Thanks for what you're doing, man.
Absolutely.
I mean, like I said, find a vehicle, that's good, but the body's something, you know. You get kind of mixed up there.
Yeah, what's your name?
Roger.
Roger
D.
Roger, I'm Jared. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice
And
meeting you.
my camera guy, Kate, and Matt that's hanging out around here as well. So good luck fishing today, and wish us luck.
Got an extra hat?
Yeah, I'll give you my hat. Here you go.
Hell no, you don't have to give me your hat.
You don't get my sunglasses, but you can have my hat.
All right.
All right.
Right on.
Sounds good. Roger, nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you, bud.
Thank you very much.
For families who have all but given up on finding their loved ones, this team is a last hope. Civilian divers cracking cold cases for free.
Tell me again what it is you just said. I'm sorry.
At your 10 o'clock position, that's your exit out of this parking lot.
7 o'clock?
No, that's a bad one.
11 o'clock?
Yes.
Okay, confirmed. So this is Highway 4 that goes out of the beach. On day 2, when we were searching last time, we pulled the boat out right back over here at this boat ramp. But I want to come back to the accident scenario because Pacific Way is a way for her to get back into town to go back home. And that road is right here, and we've never driven Pacific Way. So let's go drive that and just put our eyes on it and see if there's anything that pops out that says, hey, we might have had an accident right here. Yeah, so I'm interested in these guardrails and the depth of that. Yeah, so that's 9 feet deep in here. All right, I say let's throw the sonar boat in and scan this area. What's up, sir? How are you?
Excellent. Beautiful day. What are you guys diving for?
It is. Well, we're going to start sonar here. We're looking for Phylis Lewellen, who went missing in 1996.
Yeah, it definitely could have happened because, you know, there's a whole opening over here that's not guardrailed.
Right.
So, yeah, this was just like this in 96.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just like it sits, yeah.
So how much guardrail was in 96, or was it just the opening only in 96? Or
Yeah, I believe it was like this, but yeah, I know what you're saying. So since 96, you guys are going back after it, huh? That's neat.
Yeah. The oldest cases we saw was 38 years missing.
That's awesome.
And so
God only knows what's down. You might find Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah. So wish us luck, Don, for sure. Yeah, I'm still getting a strong pull to the right on this. Yeah, we're 10 feet deep right there. Now we're at 5 feet deep there. So that's coming up shallow. So too shallow there. one pipe on the left, got the second pipe coming up there on the left. So I got both pipes. We're still at 7 feet down here. Yeah, signal still at 2. All right, we got a signal strength of 1.
That is pretty far away.
10 feet deep down there. And the weeds went away.
Are we gonna have to set it up where we fly the drone so you can see the machine?
Yeah, we might have to. Yeah, it's 10 feet over there, and I'm shooting bank to bank on it. And that's with the little power lines in the way here.
Yeah.
All right, I got 0 on my transmitter there. Oh, I got 1 again. All right, now we'll bring this back and we'll see where we pick power back up on it. Oh yeah, so we lost power on it. All right, we got power on boat. So boat goes further than Garmin transmitter. So how far was that? Like 3 football fields? 2.5, 3? All right, you want to grab the back of that and I'll grab this side? Grab that, you want side? Well, can't get down the hole too far. So get up here, okay. All right, let's go look at that other pond. So this gas station here is not her normal gas station. This gas station is where the check was cashed. So then, in my opinion, if your last stop is here, you would not be heading to Rainier. However, the other thing we got to think about, Matt, is remember cell phones back in '96 are not what they are now. And so at the time that Bill and Pam called her that evening, as well as the other person, whoever it was, at 11:59 that night, leaves me with the impression that she did not leave the area to go to Long Beach, that she stayed in the area because she was having conversations. If she would have left to go to Long Beach, she would not have had cell phone service. At the end of this road, Matt, you got the drone. See if we can identify this pond and see if it's even deep enough, if you can see it on drone.
Is this a viewer tip that we're following up on?
Yeah, this is the viewer tip. There's a pond here on the right and then another one down industrial on the left. But the other one I think is too far off the road on private property. This one would be on accident location. So there's a lot of bushes around here. In fact, you can't even see it from here. Yeah, that looks shallow from here.
Here, I'll hand this over to you if you want to take a look, and you do have a card.
Yeah, that's way too shallow. I can see it from here. Oh yeah, way too shallow. Yeah, it's just all weeds and brush. In looking at this other body of water here, I'm checking street view on all the entrances, and everything is no trespassing on it with a gate that's gated. So they all look old, rusty gates too, like beyond 1986 gates in my opinion. I don't know for sure, but there's just no access onto it that's going to be public over there. So for now, let's leave that one off the list. I don't consider that a high probability if I'm looking for an accident location or even on purpose. It's tucked away, like you have to go up a hillside in order to even get to it. And we really didn't have Google Maps back in the day either to identify. I mean, it's only if like it was a party spot, you knew about it, and it was a party spot and you knew about it. Oh man, it's already 2 o'clock. We're not going to get to everything that we want to today on this trip. So skip Prescott, put in at Rainier, go check out the docks and head over to
Dibbly, yes.
Dibbly. Let's do that then.
Prescott's the only one out of the way.
Yeah, and it is. It's out of the way. It's not part of the normal, other than that one gets the most easterly sunrise shot. But I don't believe this whole sunrise story either. Like, what wife that's 36 years old is be like, hey, honey, I'm going to leave at 11 p.m. and I'm going to go watch the sunrise that's at 6 a.m.
Well, I know that I might fall for that one as a spouse, but my spouse would never fall for that one.
Right. All right, let's treat this as a game plan since it's 2 o'clock already.
your lights on.
So how you doing?
Hey, good, man.
Good.
What are we searching for?
We're searching for a cold case from 20 plus years ago. So I know that earlier today we were talking about when we were doing our intro with all of you. We were kind of going over and splashing up some locations that we were talking about, but now we can actually show you physically some of the things that we're talking about. So this is the boat ramp here in Rainier that is the newer boat ramp that is not in question. Where we're heading to right now, where the tugboats are at, that is going to be where the old boat ramp is at, that is in question. Once we do the old boat ramp, we're going to jet across here to the longshoreman side where they would load all of the freighters that's heading out of the country. So we have some nefarious characters that come into play over here on the Rainier side, as well as some of them also work over at the docks. So let's say that this is something nefarious happened to her, that it's not an accident, and it was not a self-harm. We have to look at all angles and not rule anything out while we're here and in the area. Oh, and then we also have Dibbly Beach that comes into play as well, which is past the bridge, another 2 to 3 miles, kind of where the point is at on the left-hand side, where the river comes together with the point and the trees. That's Dibbly Beach area down there, and you're actually able to drive out onto it. Now, Pam, her best friend at the time, who is now married to Bill, and just so we're clear on this, Pam says that if you were friends with Phylis, you all felt like you were her best friend. So Phylis had lots of best friends, and she made you feel as though you were the one and only best friend. Bill did not know that there's potential other relationships that were going on with Phylis. The one that we've already covered was Jeff over in Long Beach. We're only going to mention that name and that name only in this because Kim, who is the sister-in-law to Jeff, brought that to all of you for the story, and that's why we were so focused on our first 3 searches for Phylis over in Long Beach area. Anyway, so Dibbly comes into play because of Pam, and they've been known to have a few keggers back in the day down there, and it was a place to go. And coming back to if by chance Phylis made it through the night and she wanted to go see the sunrise, Dibbly Beach is absolutely a place that she could have done so, and then accidentally driven into the water, or purposely driven into the water, or some of the players are on this side of the river over here in Oregon out of Rainier, and that could come into play as well. So anyway, we're doing our best to cover all angles the best we can. All right, so my understanding from what Matt was saying and from the old aerials and looking at the road that comes down right here, this is where the ramp came down right here into the water. So then we'll just run this straight out. Yeah, I've got this set to 100 left and 100 right now, and you can see the tires, no problem. Nice clean bottom. No cars. Okay. That one says 74 feet. It's not true. I can see the bottom right there. It's far from 74 feet. All right, lots of underwater structure here with the piers that are here. Yeah, everything you're seeing here on the right of my side scan is all these pylons are coming into the water here. And so if you think about each one of these is 12, 14 inches round, and it's the way that's showing up on sonar here. Oh, look, I have something out there. Now, let's see what this was. All right, so that's off to the left there. It's off to the right. It's really square, not a car. And longer than a car, too.
Shipping container?
Yeah. No, it's not tall enough, I don't think. See if I can get it on live scope by chance. You come up on live scope right there, it's only like 2 feet tall. And it's not consistent, like completely rectangle either. But it's 25 feet long.
25 feet.
Yeah. I think it's a tree. See that? But once you get in here, then it looks like you can just drive right off of that. Nice and clean, so I can see everything.
And if anyone would know how deep it is, it's the long shoulder.
Yeah. So, you know how we have just a couple of tree logs over here on the left right now? We're gonna be passing the warehouser facility later, where they actually load the logs. Wonder how many logs will have been dropped that are down below. Yeah.
Time to see how many logs are down here.
There's a lot of tree logs down here. Not as many as I thought there would be. Maybe after we pass that a little bit more. Look at the barge, how sunk it is in the back, and then how he's unloaded it in the front. It's starting to lighten the load on the front.
It smells amazing.
Oh, it smells beautiful. We should load up our raft and then bring it over and sell some of the wood. So we're gonna start picking up whatever we can find in the river and then just offload it.
Well, no one's using that ship. We can just take that one.
Yeah. All right, well, I can see more tires down there, but still no cars. So we got Matt. I can see him over on the beach across the way here. At least I think that's Matt. He said he talked his way into the trailer, got him a free pass onto the beach there. So let me put some gas in the motor, and then we'll run down around the corner to where that old boat ramp was over on the Longview side. Not really bad. I haven't shown you a single car this entire trip. It's time to show you a car. Now, because this is coastal, this does go both ways. All right, so what is that right there? That seems really square and boxy there. But, let's see. Yeah, you can like see through it, yeah, so it kind of looks like a boat. Real square on top. I'll say not a car on that one. Okay, so it might have a car on the left there. We'll come back to that in a moment. The one at 15 feet is not a car. It's a tree log. That one is a tree log with the root ball. It's really long. Looks like a boat. It looks like it has twin engines on the back or something. Or what is that? Oh, that's the pipeline. Well, that's a big pipeline. See that going up and over? There's 2 pipelines there. Yeah, there's no cars there. All right, well, that's far enough from there. Let's jump over to Dibbly and see if we can find something over there, because I am getting frustrated just coming up dry completely. I mean, it's usually not like this that we go on, what are we on, day 4 of a trip and we've not found a single car at all? Nothing. Because you had a bad day. Take a look around. My day's not bad. There's a different story.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
We come into some of these areas and it's just like car. Unfortunately, that's not what we have here. And so this is where we need your help. You know, I mean, the more we put these videos out, the more we spread awareness, the more tips and the clues that might be coming in, because as you saw with this one, we had new locations to go search. So if you happen to have known Phylis and you happen to know like kind of her patterns and who she was involved in, where she might have gone, what she might have done, and especially if you saw her that night or early that morning, write to us, support@adventureswithpurpose.com. You just might have that clue that we need in order to solve this case and bring Phylis home for her daughter, for her son, and for Bill, and finally put closure to this once and for all. We appreciate you being here with us, and we're gonna head down the road and we're gonna work the next case tomorrow morning, so be sure to subscribe if you have not already done so. It is free, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks, bye-bye.